Hello, recording video. Today we're gonna take a look at the legacy version of Shadow Electivire in the Master League Premier Classic Cup. This Pokemon packs a punch for sure. This thing can nuke a lot of Pokemon. We can take a look at some gameplay here. Again from TheMegaJuncko, which always gives us some very classy gameplay here. They also have, I think, a Twitch channel where they sometimes stream in French, I think. And also I'm going to link their Twitter in the comment section in the description, of course. We see his team here that's pretty standard. We see like, other than of course Electivire. Don't want to diss on Electivire here, but we have Dragonite. We're going to have here as well the Snorlax, and we're going to have the Electivire in the back. Shadow version. Actually was like thinking, he battled me with this as well, I think, before. At least I saw that before. And I was like thinking, okay, why do you run Flamethrower? Because Ice Punch would help you against something like the Garchomp, would help you a little bit against some other matchups as well, but Flamethrower is actually also pretty cool, because Flamethrower can one-shot something like Excadrill, can one-shot something, I think, like what's called the Metagross, or at least does a ton of damage against those. I wonder if we see something like this. I really wonder. I haven't looked at the gameplay, of course, again. The gameplay that, like, the few clips that you saw in the beginning were from gameplay that I didn't use for this video. He sent like 20 minutes, and usually I do like around 15 minutes video. So we will see here some disarming always coming through, which is going to be okay. You're going to have, I think you still win this. Yeah, you win this with 2 shields from the opponent. This happened to me, against me sadly today as well, where I got hard countered. I had 2 shields still left. My opponent had 0 shields left, and they won with 1 HP. That was really annoying. But here we see a horrible lead, and we see a Garchomp coming in. I don't know what's wrong with Garchomp right now. I haven't seen that many recently. I feel like Garchomp really fell off. But I think maybe Garchomp is actually better than people think, because this Pokemon is actually pretty cool in the current meta. Like, you have a lot of Metagross, you're going to have a lot of Excadrill, but I don't know if Dragon Tail is the way to go for this Pokemon. I think maybe the Mudshot is a little bit better currently, because there are a lot of Steel types, and you don't really get too much advantages from Dragon Tail here. At least I feel like that. We see that the Primarina, of course, only has a Waterfall, which is better for, of course, your Dragonite, but still they have access to Moonblast, which is going to be interesting to say the least there. We will see the opponent going into their Snorlax. You can go for one Wild Charge, and I guess you can dip afterwards, as you can clear the debuff here still, and you're going to be able to take the move perfectly onto your Dragonite. That was an amazing swap, and you will be able to go ahead and go for some superpower action. You can still take this move for sure, and I guess you have to overfarm a little bit here, and you have to get the final shield from the opponent. You're going to get your Dragonite low, which is a smart play, so the opponent doesn't get as much farm with your Primarina. Very smart there, but it doesn't even matter, because they're going to shield this next move up. You have to shield this move up, and I think they're going to go for a dirty swap now into the Primarina, trying to throw a charge move at you. It didn't work for them at least. Can you actually still get to another Wild Charge in time? You need 5 fast moves to get to a Wild Charge, and you get there in time. Shadow Electivire cleaning up this game. Insane gameplay so far. This thing can just nuke everything at the end. Very good closer in general. One of the Pokemon that I really want to build, especially also for the Ultra League, but sadly now where the XL Pokemon going to be available basically in every cup, Electivire won't be as good in the Ultra League anymore. It was really decent in the non-XL Ultra League, because he had like access to moves to hit Trevenant, as well as Warrain, as well as all the other flyers, or like Gliscor with Ice Punch. Then I think Ice Punch would be definitely better there. We still haven't seen like really a lot of action for Flamethrower yet, so let's see if we can find some interesting gameplay with Flamethrower as well. We see the Conkeldurr farming you down there. They can go for 1 Stone Edge. You would survive it. You definitely survive it as a Dragonite, because I'm currently playing that as well, the Conkeldurr, but they decide to go for the bait for whatever reason. And we face a Snorlax here. You will be able to definitely knock out the Snorlax, and you definitely will be able to get to... Actually, I think they don't even get to a charge move here, because you will be able to go for your next move in time exactly as a will knock them out. And I think you can go for still a Flamethrower. Their fast move should be, is it resisted? I think it's resisted. Yeah, it is resisted, and you will be able to go for one Flamethrower. Does this knock out the opponent? We will see. And it does knock out the Metagross. I didn't expect that, but that's crazy. Next on, we're going to see a Snorlax in the lead. Very good lead for you, especially as you can go for one superpower and just dip into your own Snorlax, whatever you want to do here. Going to overfarm a little bit, go for the superpower. Now I would just go into my own Snorlax because you can get the shield here exactly, and you can now can take it superpower. This is the cool thing about Snorlax as a safe swap. No matter how much energy the opponent has, unless it's going to be something like a Conkeldurr, like you can take those moves. Again, here superpower comes through, not the biggest deal. Gyarados coming in here is actually pretty okay, but if they can farm you down, it can be a little bit tricky. Usually Gyarados with the move Waterfall run as well the move Outrage, which we might see here as well, but I'm not sure. They're going to go ahead, yeah, they're going to go ahead and go into their Gyarados, they're going Gyarados into their Dragonite, they're going to risk it, and they don't have Outrage, which is very good for you. You're going to shield up the next move, going to be another, it's going to be actually an Aqua Tail. You could have stopped out as well and tried to get some energy advantage already on the Electivire, but this will allow you still to get to some moves. Oh, that's going to be awkward. There's no way for you to win this, I think. Really sad because, actually, unless they're going to shield this move. If they shield this move, you're fine. Why do they shield this move? They could have just farmed you all the way down with the Togekiss. Do they not know how much damage you can do? Okay, never mind. They had more energy than I thought as well. So, sadly, yeah, this is going to be a good game. I thought the Snorlax had less energy as well, but very good game, I guess, from the opponent there. Very well played. Next opponent, we see Garchomp in the lead. That's a very good lead for you. Dragon Tail a little bit awkward, but actually, like, this chunks, like, Garchomp actually is really strong against the here. Garchomp is kind of underrated, I think. Garchomp might be something you want to take a look at. But what you don't want to take a look at is the Phantom here, which does basically no damage, and I think that was kind of a waste of energy. I don't even think you would have got to another charge move there in time. But another Phantom coming through doesn't really matter to you. You just have to get rid of the ground type here. Please get rid of it. They can still go. I think that's another Phantom, right? It must be. Like, they don't get to energy that fast. Exactly. You can farm them all the way down. We see a Magnezone coming in. Like, why do they do this? This is totally fine for you, especially a Flamethrower in the back. If you get the shield here, which you will most likely get here, you're going to have a great time. Let's see. You're going to get the shield. Fine for you. You can go into Electivire. You could take any charge move here, but still one wild charge would be wild. Go for the Mirror Shot, though. Actually gonna go for 2 shields. I actually like this play. They're gonna go for wild charge now. They're going to swap. They're going to swap. And we're going to see finally a Flamethrower as well against an Excadrill. Hello, Excadrill. Goodbye, Excadrill. Completely destroyed. A wild charge coming through here right now. And this one going to knock them out as well. Good game there. Next opponent, we will see the Dragonite against Primarina again. Horrible lead. You're going to swap out into your Snorlax again. Also, one question for you right now, because I see that here. Which Pokemon is your Pokemon that you use as a safe swap? The top Pokemon or the Pokemon that you have on the bottom? Because for me, like here you see like this player is using the first one, the top Pokemon, on to safe swap into it. I always use like the bottom one on the right side. I don't know, like for me, I think it's still from earlier habits. There was always like the bottom one is my safe swap because it's like closer to the charge moves. Because back in the day we had like this really awkward menu which we actually, I nearly forgot that this existed till then, but we had like this really awkward menu where, okay, that's going to be a loss by the way, where you had to open up this one menu to swap out, which like always took like a turn or something, was super awkward and super weird, and now it's at least a way cleaner one, but it's still kind of interesting there. We will see the Primarina there. So like, do you use like here the Snorlax was the top one basically? Do you use the top one or do the bottom one? Maybe you make a poll on YouTube as well about this because for me it's always so weird to see like people using the top one. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right for me. We see someone here that going to most likely have an Excadrill in the back looking at the team, because I think this is going to be the tactical team, which was this Pokemon here, and we're mostly going to see, of course, the Excadrill then in the back. A lot of people just use this here to bait out the potential Gyarados, which a lot of people have, and Gyarados would lose easily against the Thunderfang and Powdon. You will be able to realign, which is cool. You can go into your Dragonite. Okay. Yeah, Excadrill in the back. I was confused that like this wasn't a pause, like it was just a normal pause. I was like confused what's going on here. You're going to be able to get at least, can you CMP? You would win CMP at least. You can go for one charge move. They're going to definitely shield this move up exactly, and you can go for another one. I think they're going to shield this one as well, right? I think, yeah, they thought that was another superpower. Very strong move there to still throw. We will find the Rock Slide connecting here, and we will most likely also find a Flamethrower connecting. And as the opponent is low on energy on the Primarina, you should be fine here as long as you can get the move off. You have to farm up to 100 energy now. This is not 100 energy. I don't think this is enough though. I think you need one more fast move. Oh, you're still going to be able to win this. This was so close. I will win for one more fast move against the Primarina to make it safe, because it can store a Flamethrower as well as one a Wild Charge there. It is possible, but like you have to get to 100 energy directly. Gyarados indeed. Interesting one here. You can go ahead and take this Crunch, I guess. You kind of want to go for one shield advantage, I guess. I hope that they don't get the debuff and they don't get the debuff, which allows you to maybe get to 2 moves. I'm not sure actually now, because you have 1 HP left and oh, you actually get there. This is lucky, because a lot of times it's like that they can snipe you with the fast move, which is something that's kind of awkward. But we find an Excadrill coming in here. You can shield this move up. They might think that you have Ice Punch. I would overfarm a little bit more now. And you do overfarm a little bit more. And you can go for a Flamethrower now. Do they think that you have Ice Punch, or do they know that you have Flamethrower? They did not know that you have Flamethrower. And now at least they know that you have Flamethrower. So they're going to most likely shield this up. But what you could... Never mind. I just wanted to say, like, what you could do there was shielding up as well, because you would have got another move as well. I don't know why this is so dimmed right now. It's also dimmed for me, if you're like wondering why it's like also dark. Didn't do this. This was how I got it sent. I cannot really change it. But it's still, I think, visible. Don't know how this even can happen here, but I guess it's the night theme. Actually looks kinda better for the eyes, not gonna lie, for me at least right now. We will see the Milotic coming in here. Milotic is an awkward Pokemon to face, in my opinion. You definitely have to learn a little bit better to hit all those bubbles with the dragon animations, in my opinion, one of the easiest. But I guess if you stay in one place the entire time with your finger, you might miss some bubbles here. But Milotic is always like very, very awkward to face, because you have Dragon Tail, you have Waterfall, very high damage, fast moves that still generate pretty decent energy together with Surf and Blizzard or Hyper Beam. It's a little bit tricky Pokemon to face here. They swapped out into what? I didn't even see what they swapped out to. They swapped into a Gyarados. A very good play by the opponent there. Crazy one. I think it's the Waterfall version. Yeah, it is the Waterfall version, so it's going to be a little bit tough. I think you can shield and farm down. I think Thunder Shock, Double Super Effective Shadow should do enough to farm them all the way down, and it does. You have now a ton of energy. Do they know that you have Flamethrower? They most likely know. Let's see. They do not know. Good job using your shields there, opponent. Very well played there. Good game there. Next game coming up here going to be the Metagross in lead. It's actually a pretty neutral lead. You're going to go into your Snorlax, which is fine. You're going to face a Dragonite, which is interesting that they go straight for the move, which is going to be the Dragon Claw. Okay, I think you need one Dragon Claw anyway to knock out the Snorlax. One superpower doesn't do the job, so you will be able to go for 2 body slams against them. You're actually going to get the shield here, which is funny. Sometimes people want Outrage as well on the Snorlax, which is supposed to counter Dragonites. Usually you do this with like a Fairy type lead, like a Florges or the Togekiss, for example. Here you're going to try to farm down. You're actually going to be able to survive this move, I guess. Dragon Claw coming through, and you can knock them out in time. And we see now Electivire against the Metagross. You can shield this move up, and you can actually overfarm a little bit. Against Metagross, you're pretty fine with Electivire, because the fast moves don't do as much damage. I think you could have overfarmed at least one more. This Flamethrower coming through, going to go no shielded, and now he has only a Gyarados against you. This is not the way to go, opponent. You will get to 2 Wild Charges here pretty easily. One coming through, gonna get shielded, and the next one going to obliterate this. For those stats lovers, would be actually interesting how much a Wild Charge from an Electivire Shadow would do against Gyarados there. I bet it's like 300% or some stuff. That's crazy. We will see here the Excadrill against you, which is pretty okay for you. You actually win this matchup in, I think, nearly all shield scenarios. Especially if you bait, but like even if you don't bait, you should be fine here. They just let it go. Goodbye, Excadrill. It was a nice time meeting you there. Could have stayed in here against the Gyarados, I guess, but I guess they have something weak to you in the back as well. Although otherwise, it doesn't really make too much sense that they went to the Gyarados here. Sadly, they got the defense drop or the crunch. Very high risk move though, but it's still good here for you. You can still get to another charge move here, and if you get them lower, you also will be able to go into your Electivire and just farm down. Oh, I think you lagged there. I think you died on the move through lag, which was kind of unfortunate. We will see the Electivire coming through here again. This is going to be the awkward tail, and we can see that you're going to have to shield twice here. Let's see what's coming in now. We're going to see the Aqua Tail and what's in the bag. It's going to be a Metagross in the bag. You can go straight for one Flamethrower, right? Oh, you're gonna go for the bait. I don't know. It's actually going to get shielded and you can swap perfectly onto the Dragonite. Amazing stuff here. We see the Media Mesh coming through. They're going to undercharge it. Oh, that's going to be tough. I think the undercharger might have lost you the game. Let's see. We will see the superpower coming through. One wild charge is enough to knock them out. You can go for the Flamethrower in time. And it's going to be a good final game. Thanks so much for sending in those spells. If you enjoyed those videos, leave a like on them and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Bye.